baseball legend Jamie Finch, an MLB alumni. You can go to playball.org to get more information as Tommy Edman flies out on the first pitch from Louis Varland, who's gotten 2 outs on 2 pitches.
Chance he can do it 3 for 3 here, because you got to get on top of his fastball, and then he's got a wipeout slider. Even though he's only given up 8 hits, 4 of those have been homers, unfortunately, for Varland.
Bichette staying in the game at second base after pinch hitting for Connor Falefa. Strike on Pages. You know, in talking with the Dodgers the last couple days, they just seem like this bunch that has this belief, this unshakable belief, where it doesn't matter if it is a long layoff, it doesn't matter if it is a game 1 beatdown. In Dave Roberts' words, we just don't care. We're winning this thing.
Yeah, and like I talked about,
roller up the middle, Pages has a base hit.
It started when they lost the first 2 games. When there was 2 games to 1, when they had to win those 2 games, when they were facing elimination and had to win those 2 games to get to the next level, they just said, I don't care about the noise. We don't care about anything. We're going to internally do this. And they did.
Yeah, it was the division series last year. Down 2-1. Questions about Dave Roberts' job at that point.
That's right.
Ohtani fouls it off. They had to pitch a bullpen game just to keep their season alive. Yeah, trying to go to 20-5 in the 25 postseason games since that point. First defending champion that's made it back to the World Series since the Phillies in 2009. No team has repeated since the Yankees, 98-2000. Ohtani breaks his bat on a base hit to right. Back-to-back singles for Pages and Ohtani. Throw behind Pages, who almost got backpicked there by Barger.
Barger's got a cannon. If they got to know that. It looks like he got back. I mean, this guy, 98 miles an hour, he can throw a ball.
Close.
And he got back. Worth a challenge.
He might have kept his spot in the lineup by a ½ inch right there. 94-mile-per-hour throw there. And now we get a quick word from Capital One.
What's been the highlight of your career?
And that'd have to be
bank guy.
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
What's in your wallet?
Replay review is presented by Zoom. It was Ohtani that hit that ball, and then Barger's out there saying, hey, maybe I should be a two-way guy too. As a pitcher in high school with this cannon of an arm. Strongest arm in the majors. He's touched 100. He averages 97.
Call the field is confirmed for a safe. Toronto has 1 challenge remaining.
To no avail though. Dodgers are first and second with 1 away, looking for some insurance here with Mookie Betts coming up. Dave Roberts had an old coach who used to say in college, we want to make them listen to silence when they go on the road. And so that was the goal for his team coming into these 2 games. I know you talk about keeping it to a dull roar. They wanted to make them listen to the silence. There was not much silence yesterday. For the first 6 innings today. The 2 home runs that have turned that track on. Track of silence. With a win, they take home field advantage in this best of 7. Series goes to LA after today. 3 games beginning on Monday night. Glass now and Shohei Ohtani lined up for the next two for the Dodgers. Scherzer and Bieber for the Jays.
That's why with the Dodgers, I mean, the narratives change so fast. They don't change in their clubhouse. That's basically what Dave Roberts was saying. But around the, oh, wait a minute, could this be? They got 4 studs that at any time they could pitch a gem. And that's what Toronto knew they were up against. So this is why this series, as I said from the beginning, is going to be way better than people think based on the dynamics of the pitching versus the hitting.
The 2-2 to Betts. Taken outside, ball 3. There's the idea that this was a David against Goliath matchup.
Yeah,
and
it's not really.
Toronto's fine with that being the narrative, but you're right. It's just not true. They won more games than any team in the American League. Gone through one top pitching staff after another to get here. Betts takes the walk to load the bases. Top 5 payroll, too. It's not like they're a cheap spending team. So, yeah, the Dodgers are Goliath, but John Schneider's team is not David. Going to make a pitching change here with the bases loaded in the 8th. Freddie Freeman's coming up with a chance to break open game 2. Freddie Freeman coming up in the World Series with the bases loaded. What could go wrong for the other team? Rewarding Performance is sponsored by Capital One. It's the anniversary of the first walk-off Grand Slam in World Series history. Game 1 last year against the Yankees. The moment he's talked about is a life-changing moment for him. Trying to crack open game 2 after the Jays rolled in game 1. Jeff Hoffman's on to pitch.
Well, Freddie has just missed his last 2 fastballs he's seen.
In the dirt, kicks away. Here comes Pages. He'll score standing up. Wild pitch on the first one that Hoffman throws. And it's 4-1 LA.
Thought there for a minute might have hit him.
Yeah.
I think it did. Doesn't matter, but he would get first base if if they reviewed it.
Infield in. 1-0 home. Jeff Hoffman faced the Dodgers back in August at Dodger Stadium. Faced 7 hitters. Walked 5 of them. This is a guy, if the Jays are going to win this series, and they're going to put him on intentionally here, so he gets first base one way or another. And if the Jays are going to have a chance in this series, Jeff Hoffman has to be a guy they can count on.
Yeah, he came in and was huge in game 7 in the 9th inning, struck out 3 after pitching in game 6 2 innings.
Now Will Smith with the bases loaded, taking a strike. It was Smith's home run that broke the tie last inning. Mason Fluharty getting loose. Doesn't budge. The Blue Jays bullpen the last few days has gotten it going. 5 innings. They had to cover more of the game yesterday than the Dodgers pen did. Outperformed them. 5 innings, just 2 runs. Back to game 6. Sub-2 ERA. Bouncing ball is short. Couldn't get him out of the inning. There's one over the first, not in time. And a run comes to the back door. Ohtani in to score as Will Smith is safe at first. Jimenez could have come home to get a runner.
I'm not so sure that was the wisest decision when you're down 3. You got to be absolutely sure you can turn this. This is a long underhand toss, and that's just too long. The play would have been to come home for sure, but if he had a soft and an easier toss, watch how long this underhand toss is, and that's just not enough time for a guy who can run pretty good for a catcher.
So now it's 5-1. Will Smith has driven in 3. Doubles his total for the postseason.
The reason you got the infield in is because you're going to cut down the play at home. And if that would have been a one-hopper like Bullet, yeah.
1-2. Task Hernandez trying to avoid the World Series golden sombrero here. Struck out all 3 times against Kevin Gausman. And an 0-2 count against Hoffman.
He also had to deal with the most borderline low strikes all game that have not gone his way.
Go, you bitch ladder. Here we go.
Oh, 2 to the plate. Runner takes off from first. A swing and a miss. Strike 3.